I'm just waiting for the buzz. Oh,
yeah. You keep talking shit about my fucking kid, and you annoying me and aggravating me, and I'm trying to enjoy my life.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. Hottie stop, stop, stop.
You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. Hey, what is going on, stickies? Happy 1:41 a.m. over here on the East Coast. Y'all know I'm over here in Baltimore. Baltimore, stand up. Come on in. Grab a seat on my bus. Hit thumbs up. Pay your fare. It's free to ride this bus. Just make sure you hit thumbs up, okay? Message. Have a seat. We need to discuss some things. I've been covering this story, and this will more than likely be the last video about it, right? The only reason I'm actually talking about this again, because I definitely planned on leaving it, by the wayside and moving on about my business and talking about things that I really felt deserved my passion, deserved additional awareness, and all those other things, right? But there are a lot of people in my comment section trying to attempt. Now, I wouldn't even say a lot, right? I would say within my last actual upload, and we gonna get into it. Just come on in and hit thumbs up. I would say about like 7 to 10% of the people, right? Maybe even like 5. I'm doing too much with 10%. About like 5% of the people are really trying to drag me, and baby, I'm just sitting here. I don't know what you think you dragging me by for sitting out a fight. Since when is sitting out of a fight a crime? It's 2022. The slap was last week. The last thing we need is people that just want to fight, right? Nonetheless, message. Come on in, have a seat on the bus. This is a segment and a series here on my channel that I call Message, which is, I also call it SMS, right? I'm a 90s kid. I'm a 90s baby. And y'all know in the 90s, when we sent text messages on our flip phones and our Nokias, they were called SMS messages, stand for short messaging service. If you were sending somebody a video or a picture, it was called MMS, and MMS was a multimedia message. But nonetheless, Message, this series, right? This SMS series, we talk about what's going on social media. We talk about our mental health, and we talk about how what's going on social media is or has the potential to affect our mental health. And it's a really laid back, chill vibe, or format or bus ride, if you will. So make sure you hit thumbs up. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I'm really excited to get into this evening because I do have a response to a lot of people with some really foul, bothered energy. And I really would like to even categorize some of the energy that's coming towards me and people who share my perspective in there. A lot of us, especially us Black women. I feel like they're grieving and they're taking it out on people who just don't share their perspective. We need to get into these things. Read the title, let it marinate, and we're going to talk about it, okay? But hit thumbs up. The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. Now, real quick, like I said, here on SMS, we got some things to talk about. This is clearly something that is plaguing social media, if you will. The story surrounding Christian Toby, right? And his untimely death, right? 27, almost a 28-year-old guy's birthday's next week. A man of color. And this is something that's taken over the headlines. And then we have a couple of other things to discuss as well. But I'm definitely going to say my piece, because if you think you're going to pull up to my comment section and say whatever you need to say to me or talk down on me because I'm holding someone to task, or rather just exposing the disparaging things they said about Black women, you got another thing coming. And or I'm going to make additional content about it and really have the discussion that needs to be had on the back of your unfortunate, disgruntled, perspective with regards to somebody just really bringing things to light that need to be spoken about. So come on in. Like I said, this is a series where we talk about what's going on social media and our mental health. So as you trickle into the chat and as you hit thumbs up, let me know how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 5 in your mental health. It's Saturday over here in Baltimore, and I would say that my mental health is at about a 3.8 to a 4. I would say it was definitely something different earlier. And my channel members who are backstage, they already know what that's about. But honestly, my mood has changed and everything, and I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot more lighthearted and everything. And I'll feel a lot better when I get this off my chest and really have the discussion that needs to be had with regards to there's no issue per se, right, with divesting. The issue is with having a preference. But when you have a preference and Black women are at the expense for you to be professing your love for Black women, but to drag Black women and to condescend Black women in the process, that's where the problem comes in. The problem also comes in, right, with that. And is that really a problem? I mean, it's really more so something to not react to. And when I say not react to, I mean, Black women, we're sitting this one out. A lot of us are anyway. Why should we be up in arms and trying to go out of our way to create more awareness and march for a man who didn't even fuck with us? Why should we? And then if we decide to sit this one out, right? Why should we then be dragged and slandered because we don't want to exert any energy, waste any emotion or passion or voice, advocacy, on and on? Why should we be dragged because we don't want to advocate for someone who who despised us? Oh, we're going to get into this thing. So listen, let me know how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 5. Like I said, I'm feeling around about a 4. So I want to see some numbers in the chat. Let me know how you feel. Like I said, this is about us. It's not just about me, but I am talking about how I feel, but I want it to be us talking about how we feel about social media. Let me know what's going on social media for you. What's saturating social media for you? How did you navigate social media, right? What are you tired of seeing on social media? What did you have to click away from? And what have you enjoyed on social media and can't get enough of? So these are things that we kind of talk about within this series. And obviously, Christian Toby is definitely one of those things. It has been a situation that's went viral. A lot of celebrities are talking about it. All of the blogs are talking about it. And I want to get into it, right? So now, like I said, before I get started in any of my videos, I hope that y'all are feeling all right. I hope that you've had some time to tackle your own invisible issues. You have no business dibbling and dabbling into other people's stuff, albeit celebrity business or whatever else, unless you've handled your own spiritual warfare and your mental health. So that's first things first. And shout out to all my new subscribers. I just want to say thank y'all. And I see that I have a new channel up at 8. Okay, 6, 3, 3.5. Thank you so much to our new channel member, Tasha Millie. I appreciate you joining the backstage sticky bus. That means a lot to me. And look, before I get into breaking down today's topics and viral events, make sure you subscribe or at least consider it, and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. But don't forget to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. This is a different type of platform and program that we run over here. And I have no problem putting celebrities on the back burner to talk about real problems and real issues that are affecting real people, Black people. Right? It's so easy to talk about celebrities because you'll get all the views, and then not a lot of people really want to do their due diligence of talking about shit that's really affecting us everyday folk. And I have no issue doing that over here on my platform, and that's all I'm about, right? But let's go right ahead and get into it, because boy, do we have some things to discuss. Can we stop? Can we stop? Now, can we talk? Can we stop? Can we stop slandering the people that don't want to advocate for people that hate us? Because if it was a white man who literally tweeted out several things about hating Black women and how Black women ain't shit and how they like white women over us, Black folk wouldn't have a problem being like, you know what? Don't waste your time fighting this fight because it's not your fight. But just because they look like us and hate us means that somehow Black women are obligated to want to fight and use our voice and advocate and be up in arms and worked up about and over. But baby, I think the fuck not. And I say that respectfully because I have no desire to drag the dead, especially somebody that didn't do anything to me, especially somebody, because I do have a disdain for, let's say, for example, pedophiles and people who disrespect children like in that way. I do take issue with that, but that's not what Christian Toby was about. So I have no, what reason would I have to slander a man who literally has already been slaughtered? Think about it. He's literally already been, so I have no reason to slander him. And we're going to get into exactly what I said in a second. But like I said, come on and hit thumbs up, share this video via text message, via Twitter, via Facebook, or however it is that you share videos. We're going to get into some stuff. We also going to have a good time, not at the deceased expense, right? But y'all know I keep balance over here. I don't ever want anybody to walk away from my platform or my content and really just feel depressed about what we spoke about. So let's get into these things, okay? Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. So let's get into it. A lot of people decided to, when I say a lot, there were enough people to the point where I literally had to tell myself to stop responding, right? But I will say that the majority of the folks who came through my comments in the last upload, and we're going to get into it in a second, just so you know, so I don't even have to paraphrase my last video. I'm actually going to play it, my last actual upload, not live, and felt as though I had no right to not want to continue to create awareness and advocate for Christian Toby. A lot of you may already know the story, and if you don't, it's just a 4-minute video that I uploaded. Nowhere in that video did I state that man deserved to die. He liked who he liked, and he said some very disparaging things about Black women. However, I've seen other people and heard other people saying some not so, but that's not what I have said. In fact, I was very careful with that upload and did a little bit of coddling even. But you know, when people are grieving, they're listening, their comprehension and their processing skill, I've found, goes completely out of the window. It goes completely out of the window. So let me know how you feel about the story. Thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, because you know. So shout out to Tavia. I appreciate you always coming through and supporting the stream, and I wish you the best success with all it is that you do. Let's get into my last video, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to discuss what I said. And you let me know. Keep it sticky and real down below in the comments, whether you're on the bus right now, which would mean you're watching the live stream, or whether you're running behind the bus trying to catch it, meaning you're catching the replay. Let me know how you feel. Hey, Goldie Jones channel, I have not seen you in a while. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, sister. I remember you in the petition that you created and the content that we made around it. Let's get into this video. Let me know what you hear in this video. If you hear me disrespecting the dead or the deceased, that being Christian Toby, a man of color who was literally stabbed to death by his white girlfriend. Let's get into this.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Sunday evening, Miami police were called to the Carrizo condos in Edgewater, where they found Christian stabbed near lifeless. Medics rushed him to Ryder Trauma, where he later died. Police say this was a domestic situation, and they detained a woman not too long after the stabbing after they arrived. But she, Baker acted, meaning that she had to involuntarily be taken to a mental health hospital. That woman has not been formally charged, so we are not identifying her. But Florida's Baker Act requires up to a 72-hour hold for evaluation.
So I did a story on a 27-year-old black man who was stabbed to death by his white girlfriend, and immediately after his white girlfriend stabbed him to death, she turned around and posted several thirst traps to her OnlyFans immediately afterwards. She's now claiming mental health and being protected by the Baker Act. Now, the victim in this case is Christian Toby, and it turns out he's a colorist. Let's take a look at some of his old tweets because it seems as though he was very anti-black and he really despised black women. But before I get into this update about this viral story, which I'm sure will spark a really interesting dialogue, make sure y'all subscribe to this channel and hit thumbs up for more black news and breaking celebrity updates. Now back into Toby. Toby tweeted in 2012, one of my followers is saying that black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. And I say, honestly, I don't care because black girls ain't my type. Another tweet from 2012 says, I can't believe one of my followers thinks I talk to black girls when I don't. And then he puts an exclamation point. He wants to make it completely known that he does not talk to black woman. Another tweet from 2012 states, the way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Well, I mean, this is clearly obtuse and it misses the mark because black women are not the only black people who make a fool of themselves on television. It really is that a lot of black people, especially within the reality TV realm, do, some raunchy, ratchet things, but nonetheless, just the irony within him really being degrading and condescending towards black women and his preference being white women and him being taken out exactly 10 years after he tweeted these things, being taken out by his preference. The last tweet is from 2015 and it says, white titties are better than black titties. I'm just saying, haha. Well, he thinks it's funny to really put white women above black women. I found it really pertinent to give you all this update as I told you in the initial reporting of this case that I will be following. If you haven't caught up already, check down below in the description box. The link is down below. Now, in the previous video, I shared with you the witness and neighbor statements, as well as accounts from family and friends of Christian Toby. Now, this opens up a really layered discussion about divesting and whether divesting outside of the black community is a risk worth taking. I'm your girl, the Plain and Shane. Keep your sticky and real down below in the comment section. Do these tweets make you feel less sorry for Christian himself? I do still send my personal condolences to the family, but, to hear black men really just condescend and place white women above us and really despise us this way, but then to feel bad that they flock towards their preference. And not only did their preference give them hell, but their preference is the ultimate reason for their demise. It makes it a little more difficult to really empathize, and it kind of makes black women really want to sit out this fight. And this is another one of those stories that ultimately shines a light on how white tears are prioritized over lost black life. I want to hear from y'all down below in the comments. I can't wait to chop it up for you. Keep it sticky and real. Don't forget to consider subscribing to this channel for more black news and breaking celebrity updates. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all stay beautiful, black, and blessed. Until the next one.
On your wrist, a plain Jane.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my comments. That's what I said. No disrespect. Not dragging him. Not calling him names. There are a lot of people who take extreme offense, and I'm not going to act like black women don't take offense to people and sentiments that degrade them. It doesn't feel nice to us. And some people digest those sentiments and have some nasty things to say about the person in return. You call them dusties. Sometimes they might say that they deserve it. At no point did I say that this man deserved to die that way. This was a very gruesome, very bloody death. It really was. And to be frank with you, if anybody caught my initial video on this, it was live at literally about 5:45 a.m., of which I had to be to work a little bit before 9 a.m. So I stayed up and I pulled an all-nighter because I rolled over in the bed and decided to scroll on my phone and saw this story. And I'm like, damn, this man of color was stabbed to death by a white woman. This is not okay. Let me spread some awareness. This is before I found his tweets. I said, I'm going to make a video about this. This is a serious video. And those of you who are channel members, you know why I decided to lunge into something that was actual real Black news affecting real Black people and not celebrities, right? Y'all saw the last live. I decided to I said, let me use my voice. Let me use my platform. This is crazy that this white woman killed him, this brother like that. I lied to you not. No more than 5 minutes after I ended that live, I found his tweets and found out he hated women that looked like me. I decided to do an update video putting these tweets on Front Street, reporting these tweets. It's not like I'm like, I'm like, no, I told my people in my initial video that was 24 minutes long. I said, any and all updates surrounding this story, I'll be following this case and I'll be providing this to you. That's just the type of reporting I do. I don't really do one and dones. I do like to follow stories and let people know how a case or a story is progressing, especially as it pertains to Black people, more specifically catching the short end of the stick, whether it be by law enforcement and they still live, or by a colonizer, like whatever may have you, right? So I had the utmost empathy for this man. Before I found these tweets, I decided to update and share these tweets when I found them. And at that point, I decided, as you could hear in the video, I said, people like him or these sentiments, it makes it difficult to have empathy for him, knowing he hated us. I didn't say he deserves it. He deserved it. Becky took him out and I'm not sitting here gloating in it, Now, there were people gloating in the comments and there were other people online, just kind of like, oh, well, he got what he wanted and that, but that wasn't me. Even though I can understand why those people were so triggered at making those comments, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. However, and like I said, there's coddling there. At no point did I say, I don't give a fuck about this man. I don't give a fuck if he gets justice. I hope she walks. I didn't say any of that. Mind you, she claimed mental health, and I didn't say any of that. What I said was he makes it difficult to have empathy. I didn't even say I don't have any empathy, which would be very blunt. But he does make it difficult to have empathy. And I do, I do have empathy, but I do have a small amount of empathy for him. But I don't feel the need to use my platform to create awareness around his situation because he didn't appreciate me and other women who look like me and who classified with me. And so therefore, you know how much energy it takes to create content and to do a live and to try to get the word. It takes a lot. All for a recipient who is not appreciated. If it was a white man tweeting out these things and expressing these sentiments, we would step back in a heartbeat and say, fuck it. No, he don't like you. Why are you advocating for him? And so the energy that I was met with in the comments, about 5% or so of the comments, this is disgusting. Whatever you're saying about him, you really feel about yourself, baby. All I did was read his tweets. I read his tweets and said he makes it difficult to want to have empathy for him. I didn't say I don't have any empathy because honestly, I'm halfway ashamed that I do have empathy because a lot of people feel like Black women save your fucking emotions. So I don't want to be out here like, I feel sorry for him. And it's not that I don't want to because of what other people are saying, but if I'm out here expressing emotion, right? And I'm out here with public empathy for him, it's going to influence other people to have empathy as well. And I'm not saying I don't want other people to have empathy. I'm saying I'm not wasting my time publicizing any remorse for his situation. He didn't give a fuck about people like me. And it's one thing to have a preference. It's another thing to have that preference at the expense of Black women. Like white women all you want, but to drag Black women and degrade Black women in the process to prove your love for a snowflake, that's not me. I'm also not the type of person that sits on my platform and calls them dusties and these dusties and these high value men. And I don't even engage in that type of dialect. So where in my 4-minute video where I read his tweets did I disrespect him? Why and I'm talking black women and black men or people, men and women of color, coming at me like I'm wrong for wanting to sit out this fight. All I'm saying is this is more than likely going to be the last video I make about this. And the only reason I responded to it is because these comments prompt me. It's like, how come y'all are taking accountability as an attack? How is it that you expect black women to be slapped in the face and still want to take care of and advocate for the person who is slapping them? Why are we expected to do that? And why are you attempting to drag me and call me names and come at me with foul energy and call me disrespectful, all because I don't want to fight or advocate for somebody who didn't even fucking like me? Imagine that. Why do you feel like black women are obligated to accept disrespect? And that sounds like slavery to me. I know they beating the shit out you. I know they talk to you like shit. I know they belittle you, but you need to take care of them. And if they taken out, you need to be making noise and creating awareness around their situation. I beg to fucking differ. Why are you trying to fight me? You want to fight me? Why you want to fight me? All I'm doing is sitting this one out. Why are you so triggered by that? I'm not sitting here dragging this man or saying he deserved it because he didn't. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, the people who I will drag to hell on out. I don't give a shit if you dead or alive. If you are fucking with children's innocence, aka if you're a pedophile, yeah, I'm going to drag you dead or alive because that fucking bothers me. That's not the case here. I'm not disrespecting him. So why are you disrespecting me? Because I want to sit this one out. You want to fight me? Why you want to fight me? What I do? You want to fight me? Make it make some sense. Baby, what you want to fight me for? What I do? You don't want to speak up for a dead black man that didn't like black women. Shame on you. You need to delete this shit. This is disgusting. This is disrespectful. His body's still warm. You have no business sitting this one out, black women. Use your voice. Use your platform. No. And if you watch my first video, which, you know what, is some bullshit for me to not even have deleted or privated that first video. Because that first video is filled with way too much compassion. Because I didn't know about the tweets in the first video. The fact that I'm leaving that video up and I did a 4-minute video reading his tweets, y'all, man, how you feel about whatever you're saying about him is what you feel about yourself. Baby, I don't hate black women. I am one. I read his tweets. How the hell is me reading his tweets and call him a colorist, which he clearly was? How is that how I feel about me? I mean, if you don't log your grieving ass off here and get the hell out these comments, and then now I'm going back and forth with you in the comments, and you, baby, you're grieving. And you're not only are you arguing with me, you're arguing with everybody in these comments, which 93% of them feel like, yeah, we're going to sit this one out. What's for dinner? You're arguing with everybody who doesn't share your perspective. I had somebody say, I'm literally talking men and women of color. Well, there were plenty black women at his candlelight vigil. Maybe he just didn't like you. But there were black women there. Baby, he didn't fucking know me not to like me in particular. However, I'm not about to sit here and play no fucking semantics with you. He said a lot of anti-black shit. He was a colorist. It's just the irony in his preference being the one that took him out. Oh my God, there was a clip that I wanted to get together for y'all. This woman, her name was Courtney Tailor. That was her name, right? And she had went on a podcast and stated that she only dated rich black men. Mind you, she posted thirst traps to OnlyFans immediately afterwards. Why are y'all so triggered and attacking me? Y'all want to fight me. Because I don't want to waste my time creating additional content about this man. I don't. I'm not interested. Why are you mad at me? Black people. Make it make some sense. It's not making no sense to me. But y'all want to fight me. Y'all want to fight. Oh, y'all want to fight me? I just cannot. I cannot. It's just not my fight. Let me take it a step, show you something from earlier today as well. Earlier today, Julia Fox, because there was a video that surfaced today where the woman was Courtney Tailor. She, the video came out of her covered in blood, right? Now, mind you, she says she only dated rich black men. They lived in a luxury high-rise apartment in Miami, condo, and he literally bled out next to his $300,000 vehicle. They also pulled up his LinkedIn as well. He had a very good paying job. His family had a GoFundMe that they set up. That's a whole nother discussion. That's not my business. Again, this is not my fight. I don't care to put additional awareness around his cause or that's not my fight. He didn't care about women like me. But I'm online earlier today. You know, video seemingly shows Instagram influencer Courtney Tailor covered in blood inside Miami condo where Christian was fatally stabbed. Julia Fox says it sounds like self-defense. Julia. Did we hear of any wounds or this is not my fight. However, Julia, this ain't my fight. I said, Julia said, what? About who? Now, do you know who Julia Fox is? Julia Fox is that woman who Kanye West dated for 2 weeks. The first Kim Kardashian lookalike, Kim Kardashian knockoff. The woman that Kanye is dating now looks so much more like Kim Kardashian than Julia Fox. Okay. And, okay, so they don't have Julia's picture here. Julia Fox literally looked like a really bad knockoff Kim. She didn't even look like Kim. 2 weeks Kanye dated her, got rid of her with the quickness. Her 15 minutes of fame were up immediately, expeditiously. Okay. This is somebody who literally finds rich. Julia Fox is a woman who finds rich black men to date so she can get some clout, get the proximity, and to also go on about her business. There is nothing that's been presented within this narrative that has been solidified that indicates it was self-defense. However, what we can say is we can see how white people stay on code. She don't know shit about shit, but it was self-defense. You know, one thing a lot of us black people are missing is UNITY. Quickly. We do not stay on code for shit. We will go right in public. I'm not talking about Will Smith. I promise I'm not. Not right now, anyway. We will go right in public and argue and just we don't know how to stay on code. But white folk, oh, baby, they don't know shit about shit, and they will walk up and proclaim the innocence of their brethren and sisters, whatever the fuck. Okay? So it was like, girl, you don't even go here, girl. Shut the But you know what? This also ain't my fight. I'm not about to sit here and argue with this this woman who fetishizes black men, and a lot of times that's what it is. It might be your preference to want to date white women, but understand that, baby, you are being objectified like there is no fucking tomorrow. Baby, you are a fetish. They go to bed at night thinking about BBC. It's not that they like you or they like your heart. They want those mixed babies. Chocolate and vanilla swirl. Chocolate and vanilla. That's what they want. And you busy thinking, I don't got to deal with the attitude of white woman. Okay. Because as soon as she don't get her way, she gonna call the police and yell whatever or she gonna call you. Again, this is not my fight. Julia Fox has no fucking business walking up to the situation saying it was self-defense. She don't know shit about shit. But all she's doing is what she know. I'm gonna stay on code with the people who look like me. Black people, Black Americans. That's something that we need to do more of. I'm not saying like murderous situation. I'm saying like in basic situations. I don't know if you heard about what Jazzy Jeff said with regards to the Will Smith situation, but it says a lot. But nonetheless, look, this ain't my fight. I'm not sitting here about to try to debunk what Julia Fox said. It's not my issue. It's not. And so I just think that some people should really log off and go heal instead of popping up in people's comments who don't share their perspective. I don't understand why, number one, accountability is received as an attack. Accountability is not an attack. However, reading 4 disgusting tweets that condescend and disrespect and drag Black women, reading those tweets and saying, listen, this is pretty obtuse. It's not true. And you know what? There's nothing that I can do for you because you don't fuck with me. So how do you expect me to do something for you when you don't fuck with me? That's not an attack. For me to say you make it difficult for me to have empathy instead of me flat out saying I don't have no empathy, boo-hoo, that's what you can just. But for people who don't have the ability to comprehend while they're grieving, for people who are not minding their mental peace enough to know that I might be friends or family of him. And I did have one person who came in my comments and said, I went to school with him. He didn't hate Black women. That's not how he felt. Those are old tweets. Well, guess what? One of them was from 2015, meaning he was 21, 22 years old at the time. And to be clear and to be fair, if it was a white guy who was 27 years old who tweeted some anti-Black shit 10 and 7 years ago, we wouldn't say, oh, he was a teenager when he said he didn't fuck with Black. We wouldn't be making those excuses. It's look. And again, I'm not trying to hang you. I'm not calling you names. I'm not being disrespectful to you, but I'm wiping my hands clean or trying to advocate or create awareness around your demise because it don't have nothing to do with me because you didn't want to have shit to do with us when you were here. Why is that perceived as an attack? And that's a rhetorical question, but I would love for you all to answer it down below in the comments. And look, I see somebody saying, and you have to ask yourself about this witness. This is not anything that was in the initial report. The initial report stated the neighbor said she called the police on him 7 times in the last month. Aggressors can call the police on people. The aggressor can call the police. Let's just say that. But nonetheless, this is not my fight. It's not. And according to the friends of Toby, it was a toxic relationship on both ends. And it seems the family didn't know about it, but the friends did. And so, ultimately, again, her claiming mental illness, her literally having all that blood on her, bonding out. They released her on bond, and then she goes to a medical institution, which, to be clear, in Florida, the Baker Act is not just, oh, you're involuntarily taken for a mental evaluation in an institution. No, it's involuntarily or voluntarily. You are still able to utilize the Baker Act. Again, it's not for me to sit and sort through the details and get to the bottom of. It's not my job, and I'm not taking on that responsibility. It's very apparent to the people here. I'm a passionate person, and I'm not wasting my passion on someone who didn't fuck with me. Period, point blank. How many times do people that are not of color call the police knowing that they the one that started the shit and they the one that came at the person first? So the fact that she called the police, the details started changing so fast. At first, it was like, oh, it was a bloody scene. And she called the police on him 7 times in the last month. How would a next door neighbor know that she called the police on him 7 times in the last month? And just because she's the one that dialed 911 first doesn't mean that she wasn't at fault or she wasn't the aggressor. I've read a lot of the initial reports. None of the initial reports said that he was beating on her. None of them said that. None of them. But now, this happened on April 3rd. Today is April the 9th. So on April 8th, which is the first time that I started hearing, which was yesterday. Oh, he was beating on her. None of that shit came out on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, none of that. Now, all of a sudden, that's how the narrative is beginning to shift. But hey, look, it's not for me to sit here and debunk. It's not. And I'm not being cruel, mean, or unusual in dragging that man. It is unfortunate to have to be stabbed to death that way. The fact that he was stabbed so many times, we don't have a count. We don't have an official count for how many times he was stabbed. By the time the EMTs arrived, he was still alive. It wasn't until they took him to the facility that he then passed. But he was stabbed so many times that the medical professionals were able to say, listen, we don't know if he was woke or not when this took place. Meaning he was stabbed so many times that it's difficult for, and especially a man, to be awoke and to be, they're thinking that he could have potentially been asleep when he was attacked. That's how many times he was stabbed. Again, where are the injuries on her being reported or presented to the media? Did we hear about any scratches or broken bones or ligaments or bruises? Did we see any of that about and or on her? No. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it's just interesting. People saying, y'all need to stop. We need to come together. Y'all need to not have this mindset. What mindset? I'm sitting on the sidelines, decided not to jump into this fight. Some fights you look at and you like, let me break this up, because damn. Like let's imagine a physical fight. Will you? Some fights you like, shit, let me jump in this and break this up. Other fights you like, shit. That person hated me and this person tripped me back in the 2nd grade. I'm not breaking up shit. Why am I at fault? Because this isn't my fight and I'm deciding to sit on the sidelines outside the boxing ring. Why am I being blamed, dragged, name called? I'm being called disgusting because I read his disgusting tweets. No, his tweets were disgusting. And you don't like how they sound. It's not my fault. That's what I'm saying. Pat your hair. Anything. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Accountability is not an attack. And to be honest, accountability is not an attack. I'm not even like necessarily holding him to task like that, because again, this man has already been slaughtered. The ultimate lesson of his life is that he is not here anymore. We don't know if he was Jesus or if he was the devil or what he's being reincarnated. We don't know what's going on. I don't have a reason to be, disrespectful towards this man. But you all keep it sticking real down below in the comments. I want to come back. I want to see what some of your comments are, what they're about. We're going to be right back in a second. Let me pay a bill. We'll be right back. Y'all make sure y'all hit thumbs up and drop them pancakes.
The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
You're tuned in to Jane, the plainest Jane. Be sure to thumbs up the video and subscribe, and let's get into it.
You know, and like I said, it's not a that's what you get moment. You know, you had a lot of people dropping in my comments. So you saying he deserved to die? So you saying this? Where did I say that? This is unfortunate. I'm not even that. I still feel bad for the way Chris Rock got hit in his face. Okay, I felt like his, you know, that's another layer of discussion. But at the end of the day, especially when we talking about physical violence, my heart, my gut still drops when I watch, because Chris Rock. How he deserved? He didn't deserve that. He deserved to you know, not fuck with black women. But I'm not gonna say he deserved to be stabbed up. Like, what the fuck? And then for somebody to claim mental illness and then to be protected under that guise, excuse me. Like what? She don't want her name released to the media, so she going, I'm mentally ill, baby. Where's your history of mental illness? Anybody that's going to stab somebody over and over and over again to the point where the EMTs think, damn, was he asleep? He's a live stab wound. You might be a little sick, but baby, two things can be true at one time. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If she was really hurt or bruised or battered, trust and believe that white woman's story about whatever pain was inflicted on her, that would have been put out on Front Street before his injuries and his fatality was reported. Stop playing, but hey, this ain't my fight. But I'm wrong for not wanting to create additional videos. This wasn't right. Christian Toby. I'm not over here laughing, joking, and giggling about his untimely death. That's not funny. There's some things that are ironic about the situation, but a man of color being stabbed to death by a colonizer is not funny. It's not funny. And nor did he deserve that. But hey, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Julia Fox said what she said. Is what it is. Nonetheless, y'all are keeping it real down below. I was about to ask, have the police released any information on any past domestic disturbances or even confirm the allegation? They ain't released any information on past domestic violence or violence, you know, inflicted towards her. Anything on any current injuries from that day or that incident. Nothing with regards to her previous mental health situation, none of that, because it doesn't exist. And as a white person, or as a person that's not of color, we know that would have been prioritized, especially they would have put it out there. Like, they would have put it out there. One friend said she was abusive. So, hey, look. They said her friend said that she was the abusive one. Her friend, not him, but that's his people. Child, what she said and what she child. We don't know. Let's go to the bush and weep and move on, child. Because I felt the need to respond. A lot of people got blocked. I found myself going back and forth a little bit. Like, I'm not saying he deserved to die. I'm just sitting this one out. You need to stop sitting this one. I don't need to stop shit. You need to stop commenting under my video. We don't agree. I said what I said. You're not gonna convince me to suddenly want to advocate for him. Move the fuck on. Go to the bush and weep. Your feelings are clearly hurt about something, and go on about your business. Let's go to the bush.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Make it make sense. Make it make some sense for me. But moving right along, because I'm like, can we stop? Because we are quite literally slandering the people that don't even want to slander him. We just want to back away. We just want to back away from the situation. Like, that's it. Don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware of the fact that there is some Christian Toby slander happening. And that's not my style. I don't participate. Like, there are certain people who, stories like this, they love them because they want to drag people who don't like black women, prefer to date white women, and, you know, prefer to divest if they are a black person, and blah, blah, blah. But that's not Jane. That is not the plainest Jane over here. Like, that's just not the, now, I'm very pro-black. I'm very, let's talk about black news, but you won't catch me slandering a dead man who just didn't want to date black women, who preferred white women, but at a black woman's, you just won't see me doing that. I will drag a pedophile though, right? Just to make that clear. But hey, look, the slander of people like myself who just don't want it, stop or get blocked. Go on about your business, okay? Because it's a mess. It's a mess, and my preference is just to not to. And I recommend that a lot of black, like, this is the thing, black women, we have so much passion, we have so much power. We have so much power. And our voices are very powerful. And there's so many black and brown people who don't hate black and brown people, who deserve more of the media attention, who deserve more of our voices and our resources and our collective energy to advocate for justice and awareness for them. And those are the people that I feel like deserve for us to keep their legacy and the spotlight on whatever their situation is. That's where I feel our energy should be directed. And that's where my energy is directed. And I don't feel like we deserve to be attacked for having a preference, because y'all mad at him for having a preference. No, we not. We mad at him, or we're not even mad at him. We just decided not to fight for him. But y'all are mad at us for having a preference to not want to defend him when he hated us. Make it make sense, you know? Stop. Stop. Y'all making it seem like we just code. We code. Yeah, where you follow me? On Instagram, Twitter, all that. I follow you back. That's it. They said Will looking so tired because Will is tired. Will tired. I'm tired. We all tired. We tired of this. We tired. You know, we're not mean or evil for that. Now, Tyra Banks, on the other hand, she's a cold Medina. That's a cold person, and not with regards to black people, right? But I'm just pivoting and just kind of segueing into a different conversation. But y'all keep it sticking around. Let me know how y'all feel about it down below in the comments. This is SMS. Like I said, this is that series. It is a social media stroll. There's a double entendre there. It also stands for SMS, as in message, text message. We talk about the messaging on social media and how the things in social media are affecting or have the potential to affect our mental health, and just what's going on social media in general. So let's get into this. Speaking of Tyra Banks, okay?
Melania and Brittany, please step forward. The two of you stand before me for two very different reasons. Anya, you has a strong bone structure, can rock any photo shoot with your poses, who I know that back in my day, you would have given Naomi a run for her money. But the judges are a little concerned that you're not taking care of yourself. As a matter of fact, when we did the challenge, your movement seemed a bit odd. And the judges find it difficult to deliberate because of your must. And then we have you, Brittany, who can act, sing, dance.
Let me tell you something. This is an impersonator. She sounds, she emotes, but more specifically, she sounds just like Tyra. I thought that she was doing one of those TikToks where it's a voiceover and you're just mouthing it, willy vanilly, if you will. No, this is this woman's voice. This is not her doing a voiceover, okay? This woman knows how to sound just like Tyra Banks. And it really, because y'all know Tyra Banks used to be a brutal ass. I mean, she used to be, you know how many, she gets dragged every 2.5 business months on Twitter because they pull up something from America's Next Top Model when she was just being a Tyra Banks was a terrorist. She was out of pocket. She was so out of pocket. Okay. All things stated in this video are alleged and according to reports, and there is a full copyright disclaimer in full effect. I definitely just called Tyra Banks a terrorist, but listen, it's a joke. It's a joke. I don't got time for Tyra coming over here trying to shut shit down. Stop it. But nonetheless, listen to this and tell me if she sounds like Tyra or if this reminds you of the true A&TM days back in the day.
Melania and Brittany, please step forward. The two of you stand before me for two very different reasons. Anya, you has a strong bone structure. You can rock any photo shoot with your poses. Who I know that back in my day, you would have given Naomi a run for her money. But the judges are a little concerned that you're not taking care of yourself. As a matter of fact, when we did the challenge, your movement seemed a bit odd. And the judges find it difficult to deliberate because of your must. And then we have you, Brittany, who can act, sing, dance, and even model. But your breath is breathtaking.
Ah, girl.
So who stays? Breath or Bio? The name that I do not call must immediately pack your bags and go home.
Huh.
The name that I'm going to call is Anya. This picture saved you because we can't smell it. But I want you to go home and come back next week strong, but not with odor, but with your pictures and your smell. Okay? Welcome. Brittany, what happened, girl? This is what I want you to do. I want you to go home and I want you to scrub, because I know there's a model in there. But in order to be a model, you have to talk. That's how I became who I am today. So don't give up, okay?
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
Why was she so good? Why was she so good at that? Why was she so good at that? This is an SMS. This is a social media stroll. And baby, that tickled the living shit out of me. Do you hear me? Because when I came across it, I was in a car and I said, damn, what? I watched all the seasons. Like that was around. This was probably the introduction into reality television. We had America's Next Top Model, even though part of it was scripted, and then we had like Road Rules and The Gauntlet and so so I'm listening and I'm like, damn, what season was this? I noticed Tyra because she wasn't shit. And I get halfway through and I realize, wait a minute. That's not a real damn. I said, what? The Samantha edit. You can DM me on Twitter and I'll send it to you. Because I know some people having a problem. And I was going to post it earlier, but from my understanding, you only get 3 really good notifications in a 24-hour span. And I did one earlier. I did a community post earlier. And I was like, I wanted to go live again with this live, which would make my 3rd. So I didn't want to post it again on the members only and then go live and nobody get the notification. And it could be a myth, but it was something that I actually found in the actual YouTube stuff, not like on Reddit. So yeah, message me on what you call. on Twitter, because I know we be talking on Twitter. But nonetheless, yes, this Tyra Banks is so out of pocket. Out of pocket and spot on at the same time. Make it make sense. Your breath. It's breathtaking. She said, I want you to go home and scrub because I know that there's a model in there somewhere. Somebody said she's spot on, even a forehead, child. I can't. That was so spot on. It really was. I'm gonna be on. Who said it was the forehead? Who said that? She's a joke. Here we go. It's really good, even the forehead. It was. It's like 2:42 in the morning, and I'm still up and giddy and kikiing with y'all. Like, what's really tea? I wanted to be on the show too. You could not tell me I wasn't going to be on the show. I was going to submit myself, but baby Tyra, this picture saved you because we can't smell you. This woman was crazy. Do you hear what I'm saying? Social media, that's why I'm like, look, when stuff be triggering me too much, especially sad stories, like once I see a handful of stories a day, when I see something like, violence towards Black people, whether it be police brutality or whatever, once I see about 2 or 3 headlines of stories, and I read up on them a day, I literally, I can't take any more. And when I say can't, I mean, it's not best that I do. You know what I mean? Because I just get so sad. If there's like a 24-hour span and I'm seeing like, let's just say, for example, 6 stories, 6 headlines that I actually read into of Black people being in disparaging situations where their lives are lost or they are, on the receiving end of some ridiculous violence, I just can't take it. So after about like 2 or 3 within a day, I literally force myself to scroll past anything. I'm like, if I see it tomorrow, I see it tomorrow. If not, I don't. You know what I mean? Because my spirit carries that. You know what I mean? And that's why I say in the beginning of all my videos, listen, mind your mental health. Mind your mental peace. If you got to click away from this video, please do that. I said that in the video about the initial video I did about Christian Toby. I'm like, look, this is a story about a man of color losing his life. If you need to click away, click away. I mean, like, ultimately, YouTube videos are about getting the most views. You want people to stay. But for me to say in the beginning, if you need to click away, then do that. I prioritize my audience and my viewers' mental health over some numbers on my platform and my video doing well. And Lord knows I need the views more than anything now. But who am I going to sit here and tell you to stay and listen to this sad story that could dampen your spirit? This is your reminder. Click away if maybe you're at your limit today. If you've already read a couple of stories about Black people being in effed up situations or losing their lives or being a victim of police brutality, then this might not be the video for you. Mind your mental peace and click away. That takes a really bold blogger to do, because most bloggers be like, listen, stay, you need to listen to this, but they don't care about your mental health. They care about their views. That's not the type of platform I run over here. You know what I mean? So I'm my mental health. I'm not going to recommend you override your mental health so that I can capitalize off of some fucking views. No. Click away if and when you have to, And I gave a trigger warning at the beginning of that video now. Mind you, it was before I found his tweets, but that still shows you that type of person I am. I didn't know that he was a colorist. I just knew he was a man of color that lost his life to a white woman. And I'm like, look, mind your mental peace, because this is sad. This is crazy, So, yeah. Yeah. Enact the Baker Law. All she wants her name. That's why I put her name out there quick. And I'm like, you know what? It's not like I doxed her. There were a handful of publications that had already put her out there. I decided, when I came across the story, there were literally 2 YouTube videos about it. There were none, outside of the news clips from like 2 different news stations. Outside of those 2 news clips, and the news clips were only about like a minute and a half. outside of that, there were only 2 other YouTube videos about it. And I'm like, damn, nobody's talking about this. I said, that's not cool. This black man lost his life to a non-black person, or this man of color lost his life to a non-black person. Let me create some awareness. I said, why people don't want to talk about this? Why ain't nobody wanting to talk? I didn't know them tweets existed. And that's why as soon as I hit in live, and within 5 minutes I found those tweets, I said, what I need to do is update my people about these tweets, because you're gonna have me out here looking crazy, sticking my neck out. And I'm saying, like, literally, it was like before I hit in, people's already like, why are you advocating for him? Blah, blah, blah. He ain't even like us, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And one person was like, oh, his tweets, baby. He didn't fuck with black. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, what is tweets? Where's his name? What? I went to go look. I found on tweets. I said, oh, shit. Let me update my people. And that's what I did, you know? So yeah, I should get that clip together for y'all of her literally saying she only dates rich black men. I'm gonna get it together, and it's gonna take, it's more than likely going to take another commercial break, because I'm not gonna be able to like really talk and whatever. But her friend doxed her. I guess that's how her name got out there. But yeah, I went to her OnlyFans. I went to her Instagram. She has over 2 million followers on Instagram, and she's got 2 Instagram pages. And when I say she's got over 2 million followers, I'm not talking about them 2 pages combined. I'm talking about her main page. She's got over 2 million followers. At least she did when I initially reported the story. I'm not sure if she's like lost followers because of this. What I can say are her comments are limited. And what I can say is that Toby's brother is deleting his problematic tweets, but people already have them. But she's got over 2 million followers on her main Instagram, and then she's got a backup Instagram. I guess she figured, or she knew, because she does sex work, meaning very sexy pictures, that she ran the risk of maybe getting her initial page shut down, so she created a backup. But yeah, I'm like, well, there have been several credible publications who have released your name, so yeah, I'm gonna release your name, baby. Like, I'm release your name. It's, you're a murderer. You're a murderer. I'm not just some evil, blogger looking to dox people. Your name was ran by big publications. So that's what it is. But I am going to show you all that clip before we go. What I'm laughing at is the next subject, right? Not the tragedy within the last situation. So you see the title of this video. The title of this video is Christian Toby Slander versus Non-Advocacy Slander. Because I don't feel like we should be slandered because we decide to not want to advocate for Toby. We decide to sit this one out as Black women. We shouldn't be slandered, but we are being slandered. If you don't believe me, go look at my last video. I'm going to update this description box when I end this video. So it'll be linked down below in the description box. It'll also be linked down below in the comment section. And look at the people literally trying to drag me for just reading his tweets and calling me disgusting and vile for reading his past tweets. Like, it just doesn't, it doesn't make any sense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the energy and I'm going to change the vibe. There are 2 more things I want to talk about in the stream. Since this is an SMS, it is a message. We talk about the messaging on social media, how it makes us feel, how it affects us, what's going on. And it is also a social media stroll. So SMS is it's a double entendre over here. So I want to get into the music. I want to change the energy, create something that's a bit more upbeat. There are 2 more topics that I have. I don't really anticipate the topics that we have coming up to last us more than 20 minutes. But let's go ahead and change the energy, shake some things off. It's Friday night / Saturday morning. Let's go ahead and get it, okay?
Baltimore, I can't see you. Where you at?
Yo, killing me with this. I can't help. I am.
Robert.
I can't help. Dos delinquentes. You're killing me, man. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. You don't want to believe it. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it. Fight him. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it. Fight him.
Who remember when I covered the trial? Who remember? Let me know if you remember when I covered the trial, baby. When I tell you I was breaking it down. Baby, I covered their trial like there was no tomorrow. I'm talking getting mentioned by the New York Times. And I need to add that to my intro. Plain shame. Entertainment journalist mentioned by the New York Times. Here it is if you don't believe me, baby. New York Times. For help making sense of it all, hundreds of thousands of viewers have turned into YouTube, where a host who posts videos as the plainest Jane offers near daily recaps that sometimes stretch 90 minutes long and include the same images and documents as seen in the courtroom. Here they go quoting the girl. Look, they quoted. They said, "Come on in, have a seat on my bus," the presenter said at the outset of the most recent video, sitting next to a houseplant. I said, damn. They gave my houseplant a shout out. It would have been nice if they had gave the cat a shout out. You know, Leo be doing the daggone thing. You know, Leo sits up here on top of the chair sometimes. I said the damn houseplant it's okay. It's the New York Times. It gave me the credibility that I needed. It gave me the credibility that I needed. Listen, last year I got 80.5 million minutes in watch time and 5.4 million views. Okay? Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, your girl was doing work. Your girl is still doing work. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know, if you know the story, you know the story, which is how and where I'm at right now. But it still makes me it still makes me feel great. It's still an achievement of mine. And then for me to have won this Baltimore Media Impact Award that my city gave me for most impactful YouTube channel of the year last year in Baltimore, like the most impactful YouTube channel in Maryland, to be honest, because it wasn't just limited to Baltimore. There were people outside of Baltimore who are a part of it. So in the state of Maryland, I was deemed by my city as having the most impactful. Let me not get emotional, y'all, because sometimes I just gotta relish in my accomplishments. Me, little old me, even after I lost the last channel with over 100,000 subscribers, they recognized me with this award. God is good. He said, listen, I'm going to take this channel away from you. I'm going to see how you do when I force you to reset, when I force you to start over, and to see how you take that and see how you define yourself. How is your character going to remain the same? Is your integrity going to remain intact? But this award really made all the difference for me. There's some people that are still upset for me. That's not right what YouTube did. You know what? It's not right. It's not right. But it happened. And it's not going to do anything but make me a more stronger person and a more stronger personality, channel, platform, and all those other good things. This was me being forced to reset and redefine, rebrand my brand and redefine myself and honestly rediscover, you know what I'm saying? It also allows me to experiment in a way that I wasn't able or willing to experiment with the larger platform. With the larger platform, it's like there's so many eyes on me. Thousands of people on my chat every time I go live. If I try anything new or if I mess up, it's like everybody's watching. If I experiment here with the, you know, the visibility, the numbers and everything, they aren't the same. If and when I experiment here, who's watching? Who knows? Ain't nobody can see my videos now. I don't have the visibility or the numbers, you know. So anyway, I think greater things are ahead. I think there was some things that he was that God and the universe were trying to wash away from me. Some people and some things that he was trying to get me away from, and he was trying to get me to see things differently. And there are, although that was a very unfortunate situation and it was sad and it hurt me. Imagine building your platform and you getting over 100,000 subscribers. Like that really hurt me. But I found the silver lining and I found the lessons. And I think I will continue to find the silver lining within that situation, within losing the channel. You know, I'm not going to stop. But it was a loss, but there are lessons within that loss. I was mentioned by the New York Times, and can't nobody take that away from me. The channel was snatched. But me being mentioned by the New York Times, can't nobody take that away from me. This Baltimore Media Impact Award throughout the state of Maryland, can't nobody take that from me. My influence and what people remember and all, nobody can take that from me. My credibility, nobody can take that from me. Every now and then I get in my bag about talking about my accomplishments because sometimes I have to remember my accomplishments, you know? When you don't, without having the visibility that I had before, sometimes I can doubt myself. And that's why I got so quiet at, you know, when the channel was affected, you know? And so I'm human. And I think that a lot of people who support me and who have followed me, they get it. They understand. And if anything, you know, I've even heard some people say that I am self-righteous, or I think that I'm better than other people. I'm not better than anybody. I'm very emotional. I'm very passionate. And I'd rather shut down and get quiet before I just lash out. And I swear I hate talking about this, but sometimes I don't mind proving that I'm human, right? I'm so good at what I do with creating content that sometimes people forget that I'm human. And I've heard, like, oh, she thinks she better than I don't think I'm better than anybody, because I'm not better than anybody. I'm better than the person I was yesterday, but I'm not better or above anybody. I create amazing content. I'm very good at what I do. And I don't mind patting myself on the back or tooting my own horn. I do not mind doing that. I am going to pat myself on the back and toot my own horn. Matter of fact, I have to, because there's so many people trying to beat the value and the confidence that I have for myself out of me. And I'll be damned. I'm good at what I do. I'm a bomb-ass editor. I'm very good at editing. Hell, I mentor some really great people. Now, mind you, the people that I mentor now, based on what I've learned, I'm like, listen, if I mentor you, you don't need to be saying my name. You don't need to tell people, but long story short, I realize I'm off on the side tangent, right? But understand that I'm human, right? I lose focus sometimes. I have to recalibrate sometimes. And I don't mind showing that and being transparent in that aspect to let you all know that I am human. I realize that a lot of people felt like, because my larger platform before it was taken away from me, they felt like I was perfect, or I always had the perfect, like, no, I get affected by things too. Like, relatability is key. It's key, So let me back out of however we got here, right? But every now and then I do feel the need to toot my horn, and I don't mind doing that because, no lie, sometimes behind the scenes I'm like, I'm gonna keep going regardless. I feel like anybody that followed me even before knew that I wasn't going to stop, but I did get quiet for a month. Yeah, I got quiet for 4 weeks because I felt like shit when I lost what I lost. Imagine losing 100,000 subscribers. Who can just take that on the chin and keep going? I don't think anybody can. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep going, but I was very emotional, and my spirit wasn't the cleanest. I was very depressed, and I don't like sharing myself when I feel negative. So I felt the need to just, spend time getting myself together. Here's the last thing I say as I wrap up this little small rant, right? There was some people who felt like the plaintiff Jane had over 100,000 subscribers, and she ain't tell her subscribers shit. She didn't. She didn't give a statement to her subscribers. Again. and she owes her subscribers to talk to them. She needs to come, she needs to say something, and it may come. First of all, I did give a statement to my loyal supporters. However, I preach about mental health in the beginning of every single video that I make. I talk about mental health. So if I got quiet for 4 weeks, and I recommend people don't watch my videos unless they have addressed their own mental health, what would make you think that I would rush back to my platform when my mental health is not where I want or need it to be, or where it should be? I'm not in the business of sharing a dark spirit or energy or lack of positivity with folks. And I was feeling so bad, so dark, so negative, so hurt. And I needed time to process that. I did. And there are some people who, when they just be angry, they be upset, they be sad, they be mad, they be full of rage, and they just go to their platform and go live, and they just spew all of that. It just be, that ain't. I'm like, yo, I am not feeling my best. My good energy rubs off on people, but good energy rubs off the same as bad energy rubbed off. And I knew I didn't have any good energy to offer. I felt like YouTube fucked me over, and I still feel like YouTube did that. YouTube does that to people of color. You got racists on here who literally will call us niggas with a heart Eeyore and leave them up. I mean, you got racists who thrive on this bitch, let alone for somebody like myself and whatever have you. And I'm just, you're out of here. Like, that's fucked up. And I feel like, I feel a whole bunch of negativity. And I don't want to spread that to my people. I would rather be quiet before I spread negative energy and negative shit. You know? And so I'm like, I'm not going live while I feel like this, because I'm not creating content, because all I'm gonna be able to express is this song. And I don't want to spread it. I have a spiritual, a social, and a content responsibility that's how I feel. I have a responsibility, and I'm not spreading when I feel an overage. It's a difference between, okay, I feel 10, 25% negative. No, I felt 100% negative, and I'll be damned if I spread that to my people. I take that type of responsibility. I'm not coming to my microphone all. No, you know? And so there was some people that felt like I owed a response, and I was wrong for being silent, for not wanting. I knew if I spoke up, if I shared whatever, that it wouldn't be positive. And so for people who felt like that, it's like, you're not a supporter of mine. And it was funny because the people who she owes her people, she didn't even give a statement. She had over 100,000 subscribers. Then people helped her get where she was, so she owes them to talk. I'm like, I see how you all feel entitled to. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not. But I can see how y'all feel entitled to celebrities, where y'all feel like, oh, they have to give y'all something. No, they don't. And you clearly aren't, a supporter of mine, because you feel like you need to talk. I don't give a fuck what you're feeling. You need to tell your people. No, what y'all wanted was to drag me further, because y'all had people saying her channel, it was deleted because of the R. Kelly coverage. What? Anything you give people like that, who are already creating videos that are over an hour long, full of lies about why you aren't here anymore. It's like me trying to even clear this up to somebody like you. You don't want clarity. You want to be salacious. And so anything that I say or that I give you, any inch that I give you, you're going to create a mile or 18 of them out of. I'm not giving you silence, because the silence makes you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. If you think you're gonna gaslight me or reverse, engage in reverse psychology, she should be speaking to her. First of all, you already don't. I can hear in your comment, you don't fuck with me. She need to be talking. You're talking shit, and you don't even. I haven't even given you anything to go with. You're going based off these assumptions, and you're saying negative shit. Let alone that. And you got some people like, you can't argue with idiots. You can't, because from a distance, you can't. If you go ahead and argue with the clown if you want to, right? Argue with the clown if you want to. From a distance, you can't tell who's the real bozo and who's not. The both of you look like fucking fools. And some people you can talk to you dead in your face and be like, that's not what it was. It was just, but I'm not giving you anything. I'm focused on my mind. I'm sad. I am hurt. I built this house from the ground up. I'm hurt. I'm not worried about proving you wrong. I'm worried about making myself feel better. And what you want is, you're trying to persuade me into saying something so that you can pick that apart as well, because you're already picking apart shit that you don't have. You don't even have an explanation for me, but you're picking a hypothesis, that a first grader would even a first grader could tell you that you were wrong. So why would I give you more? It doesn't make sense. Like, so that's why I'm like, I'd rather be silent. I would rather be silent. And again, here's the last thing that I say as I wrap this up is there's some people who utilize YouTube, especially within the Black YouTube world, where their only content or their only purpose or desire is to argue with other people. I didn't create my platform in 2010 when I started. I didn't create my platform to argue with anybody. I created my platform to talk about and to share my perspective and to connect with other people who even share a perspective different than mine. I don't come here to go back and forth and argue with no fucking body. First of all, I find extended verbal disputes to be dumb. They're stupid. We either gonna fight or we not. But I'm not about to spend hours, days, weeks, months arguing with you over the fucking internet instead of duking it out and moving on about our fucking business. Bitch, I'm in Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore. And so people just be wanting to beef with somebody for years because they get them views. Baby, I don't come here to beef with no fucking body. I come here to create my content. And when I first started my YouTube channel, I had no clue money was involved. Like, I'm on a whole nother tangent, but hey, listen, this is where we at. I had no clue money was involved when I started YouTube, but I love to talk. I love to express, and I love to explore other people's creative expression. I don't come here to fucking argue with people. YouTube and creating content, specifically video content, it is therapeutic for me. I have an overage of feelings. I was born that way. That's just what it is. Those of y'all who follow me, y'all know my birth story. If not, you'll either go back and you'll hear my birth story or I'll come up with it in another video. But I feel like I tell the story a lot. So a lot of y'all already know it. But YouTube is very therapeutic for me. So my platform is gold to me. If weeks go by, even when I was gone, when the other channel got snatched, I felt so backed up because I wasn't expressing myself, watching what was happening on social media. I feel so much better. It's so much of a release to me to express the way in which I do. It feels good. It feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, YouTube is therapeutic for me, and it's not about money. There's money involved, but I didn't know that when I started, and I stay true to I staying true to the mentality that I had before I even knew money was involved here. But there is a lot of money here to be made, but that's not what I'm about. And that's the reason why you'll see some people, they don't want to say blood, they don't want to say killed, they don't want to say murder, they don't want to say certain curse words. Like, I'll make more money if I say that red stuff, or if I say they were unalive. I don't give a fuck about censoring myself in that aspect. Because it's not about money to me. Yep. You make more money when you avoid words like murder and pedophile and blah. Yeah, you make more money, but I don't give a fuck about that. Because this is therapeutic for me. It's not about the money. You know? And so therefore, I refuse to let somebody diminish my skill in entertainment journalism and commentary to let me bait her into a beef. You know how many people have tried to bait me into a beef by saying dumb shit, presenting what they think is my legal name and other shit associated with it? Baby, you're going to be talking to yourself, because I don't come here to address people who don't like me. If you don't like me, then don't watch. But it's funny, the people who don't like me, they watch every move and they reported. I had this one bitch, the plainest Jane, got a tattoo right here of this. Like, damn, bitch, you want to lick on me? Like, not you describing my tattoos. I have 3 tattoos. But damn, girl, like, you clearly want to lick it. Girl, I'm not. You know, like, people are fucking with, and every couple months, this same girl, she just, girl, go get some fucking help. Go get some fucking help. But, and again, these are people who get no views. And don't get me wrong, I don't get no views either. But even still, whether I'm getting 10, 20, 100,000 views a video or 500, you are not worth my time. YouTube and creating content is therapy for me. It is therapeutic for me to express myself, for me to learn about people who think differently or similarly, and to evolve. I'm gonna create content till the day I die. Like, that's just what it is. But I'm not here to be evil towards nobody with it. I am here to express myself because I have to. I'm obligated to expressing myself, but I'm not obligated to being negative. That is a part of who I am and who me honoring what my natural born passions were. And before my birth certificate was even formulated, I was expressing myself because I have to. And if I don't, I'm backed up and I'm not well. So this is a fun space and place for me. Like, you know? What a fucking tangent that I didn't expect to go on, but hey, here we are. Here we are. Yeah, I get serious sometimes. You know, I'm a serious woman. I'm very goofy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I laugh and joke. All of us got different sides to us and whatnot. Yeah, YouTube fucked me over to the point where I was like, fuck it, Tab. I only do Patreon. And I'm like, who am I kidding? Let me just start again. Let me just start again. And that's what I did. That is exactly what I did. And yeah, a lot of you here, and sometimes I'll be like, girl, stop talking about this. But look, I talked about it, and it, you know, it is what it is. I'll be able to show y'all this clip before the end of the video. All right. So, and thank you so much, Tasha Millie, for the super sticker. And you know what? There was somebody else. 3-tape series not having a great showing. Yeah. I covered a lot of, I piggybacked off of a couple of Tasha Kate stories. Which got me, okay, here was the other super chat. Thank you, advocating justice for a man who hate my skin. Okay. A thing. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that. I was like, let me scroll all the way back up and find that super chat. And then I got this super chat from Tasha Millie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry y'all had to listen to that, but I had to get it out. And my goal is to stop talking about it as much as I do. But sometimes it's just, you know, it pops up. And I feel a need to discuss it or talk about it or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Let's get into the next topic. Okay. So as we move on, yeah, because my mental health was not well at that time. I can keep it a buck. Like, it's cool, and I think that's pretty obvious. Like, when have you ever seen the Plainest Jane quiet for 1 month, a whole 4 weeks? You haven't. I wasn't well, and I decided to take care of myself and just get the fuck offline. You know, I owed it to myself, and that's just what it is. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay. Let me tell you, I am tired of talking about Will Smith. When I tell you I'm tired of talking about Will Smith, baby, when I tell you I mean it, I mean it. Okay?
Keep my first name out your mouth.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him.
That's a clap. I should make that longer because that wasn't long enough for me. Like, why was it so short? That was too short.
My wife's name out your
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of her. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of her. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of her. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of her.
Okay. But that's that Baltimore club. Get with it. Get with it or get lost. You're. So I want to move on to talking about him, but just right before I do, I got this video queued up. Hold on, man. I got this video queued up for y'all to see about this lady's intention.
I'm Courtney Tailor, and I do OF for a living.
OnlyFans. You got like 1 million followers or something?
2 million.
Damn. You look like the type of girl that only dates like rich guys. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I only date black guys, especially black guys. Especially black guys. Let me clarify. I only date rich.
Okay, rich black guys. There we go. And so you're toxic.
Yeah.
You can tell she like black guys. It's like especially black guys. For all you watching, I'm with it. Do you like to be fully controlled, or do you?
I like to be submissive. Pretty well, yeah, in the bedroom, but like in my life, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do.
Yeah, so you only want them to tell you what to do in the bedroom. Other than that, you don't want them to tell you anything.
Right. That's exactly it. Yes.
So that sounds like you're a control freak with your relationships. Be careful with this one. She's gonna boss you around like
sweet toxicity.
So you only date rich black guys. So
this is the woman. This is the woman that killed Christian, Toby. What did she just say? It was that was a lot in 59 seconds. That was a lot that was just shared.
I'm Courtney Tailor, and I do OF for a living.
OnlyFans. You got like 1 million followers or something?
2 million.
Damn. You look like the type of girl that only dates like rich guys. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I only date black guys, especially black guys. Especially black guys. Let me clarify. I only date rich.
Okay, rich black guys. There we go. And you're toxic.
Yeah.
You can tell she like black guys. It's like especially black guys. For all you watching, I'm with it. Do you like to be fully controlled, or do you?
I like to be submissive. Pretty well, yeah, in the bedroom, but like in my life, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do.
Yeah, so you only want them to tell you what to do in the bedroom. Other than that, you don't want them to tell you anything.
Right. That's exactly it. Yes.
So that sounds like you're a control freak with your relationships. Be careful with this one. She's gonna boss you around like
sweet toxicity.
So you only date rich black guys. So
This is going to be a video that I'll do tomorrow. Is it too late? Is it that I'm too tired? It is the Black Men podcast host, whatever you want to call him, encouraging and giggling at her fetishization. That's more so bothersome to me. I already knew what type of person she was. Now, I didn't know her voice sounded so goddamn urban. Okay, she sounded like a docile Lotto. Shit, and even Lotto is. There's a lot going on in this 59 second. I just need one more time. Let me just make sure I'm understanding this. Because it was like in one breath, it's only black men, and then it's rich. What am I? Am I? Is it's 3:26 in the morning here. Yeah, it's 30 minutes to 4 a.m. So maybe I just.
I'm Courtney Tailor, and I do OF for a living.
OnlyFans. You got like 1 million followers or something?
2 million.
Damn. You look like the type of girl that only dates like rich guys. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I only date black guys, especially black guys. Especially black guys.
Rich, but especially.
Let me clarify. I only date rich.
Okay, rich black guys. There we go. And you know you're toxic.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure I put up.
Let me clarify. I only date rich.
Okay, rich black guys. There we go. And you know you're toxic.
Yeah. I'm Courtney Tailor, and I do OF for a living.
OnlyFans. You got like 1 million followers or something?
2 million.
Damn. You look like the type of girl that only dates like rich guys. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I only date black guys, especially black guys. Especially black guys. Let me clarify. I only date rich.
Okay, rich black guys. There we go. And you know you're toxic.
Yeah.
You can tell she like black guys. It's like especially black guys. For all you watching, I'm with it. Do you like to be fully controlled, or do you?
I like to be submissive. Pretty well, yeah, in the bedroom,
Yes.
but like in my life, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do.
Yeah, so you only want them to tell you what to do in the bedroom. Other than that, you don't want them to tell you anything.
Right. That's exactly it. Yes.
So that sounds like you're a control freak with your relationships. Be careful with this one. She's gonna boss you around like
Exactly.
sweet toxicity.
Tell me.
So you only date rich black guys. So
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
We wonder why things go so far sometimes. It's because we laughing, giggling, and condoning bullshit when we should be either calling it out or sending the social cues necessary to let people know this is not it. Either we need to say it's not it or send it. You know, when you get quiet and make somebody feel stupid based off the energy, the social cues, the demeanors, what you are not entertaining. Those things let people know, albeit verbal, flat out saying this is out of line, or conveying it in an. I'm gonna get my next B-roll on the screen because I feel like this has a lot to do with where we are. Are you all aware that Chris Rock allows his white, non-black? Oh God, not Lizzo, baby. That's not what I want to say. Oh, what's going on? Jesus. You aware that Chris Rock? It's not that I don't want to see Lizzo. It's just I got some feedback for Lizzo, and she's just pretty haphazard and lax, considering longevity, but nonetheless. You know, Chris Rock allows his non-black comedian friends to say nigger, right? And he thinks it's funny as shit. I've brought this up in previous videos. And it's shit like that. Black people are people of color condoning and laughing at, right? Because there was a lot of laughing in the clip that was just played. It's that type of behavior that allows and encourages non-black people to disrespect us. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's condoning. I wish I could find that damn clip right now. What's the dates on these things? God damn it. I wish I could find it for y'all right now. What are y'all saying in the chat? What are y'all saying in the chat? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Let me try to find this. Okay. Because he literally lets his white friends say nigga and he thinks it's cool. He thinks it's cool. He thinks it's funny. I found it. We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch in pieces. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, found it. Shit. Yep, here it is. And it's condoning this type of behavior that leads to shit that's ultimately in the worst interest. Chris, look, there are no winners. There are no winners in this situation, in the slap. Albeit Will Smith, Chris Rock, hell, even Jada Pinkett. There are no winners in this situation. However, Chris Rock had become adept and very comfortable with disrespecting black folk, making white folk laugh at the expense of black folk. And he got one of the craziest, most abrupt, most publicized wake-up calls. I'm not saying it was right. I feel like Will could have handled it differently. However, I feel like both Chris and Will both learned and are still learning valuable lessons from the situation. None of them won, like I said. Chris is humiliated like shit. Will is dealing with the biggest PR nightmare, not only of his dreams, but that exists. Will is under more scrutiny than pedophiles, rapists, molesters, and the people who, the January 6ers. He's getting more scrutiny than all of them combined. And it was just a bitch-ass slap that didn't do shit. I still feel like Will can't fight. That slap wasn't shit. Chris Rock took that shit. He took a minute to get his next sentence together. Then he went on about his business. Will ain't got it in him to fuck nobody up. He slapped a man on television. Now, I'm not saying it was right. And I'm definitely not saying it was the best decision he could have made. But everybody lost that night. That's my point. Nonetheless, let's listen to Chris Rock not only condone, but giggle, laugh at, and encourage his non-black counterparts to say the N-word.
He's the blackest white guy I fucking know. And then all the negative things we think about black people, this fucker.
You're saying I'm a nigger.
Yes, you are the niggerest fucking white man. I have ever.
Amazing! I don't think he could do that.
Oh,
I don't think he has those.
There's only
qualities.
two. You don't even understand.
Really?
You don't really know him. Like I've worked with him.
No, like your bit about.
I wouldn't use it anywhere.
No, exactly. These two.
We
use
say
that
nigger on stage.
On stage.
You guys don't. That's
yeah.
That's an
Yeah, that's
interesting.
the
But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
Two teams
That's
here.
the difference between
That's right. That's right. We
can
say
pair
nigger on
up in
stage. You
different
guys
ways,
don't.
but that's definitely a pairing. Who
We
says
say-
nigger on stage?
People be like, oh, there's no situation where somebody should have been slapped. This is that situation where somebody should have been slapped. But Chris Rock sat there.
In
Stage, you
different
guys
ways,
don't.
but that's definitely a pairing. Who
We
says
say-
nigger on stage? We don't.
Well, you just did.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You and me say
No,
nigger
no,
in
no,
private.
no.
These two guys don't. I don't believe he says it in private.
I've given it up just because it's played.
I don't believe it's. I don't think you've ever said it probably in your life.
No,
I don't
no.
think. No. Yeah, that's it. That's the huge difference between you and me. I think.
Well,
That's what I've said
you
it.
found the humor of it.
Yeah.
I haven't found it.
Right.
Nor do I seek it.
I mean,
So-
I'm going to find a way.
You heard what Seinfeld said. I ain't found the funniness in that shit. We'll do it. I don't give a. You know who don't say it? Gary Owen. And Gary Owen low key get on my nerves. Low key. But guess what he don't say? He damn sure don't say the N-word. No, he does not. Gary Owen does not say it because he know what it is. He know what it is. You know, when somebody's trying to get Gary Owen to say the N-word, he go the first of all, he don't even have a black wife no more, but even when he did.
Now why am I in it? And you could have did it. See how I get wrong because you never apologized.
Listen, Gary and Seinfeld, they know not to say that.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, it's just not. It's not given. Stop it. Just stop. This picture right here sends me to the moon and back. It really does. It really does. Something serious. You know, I wanted to get into talking about. I really wanted to talk about Will Smith, but honestly, it's almost 4:00 in the morning. So I'm like, you know what? Why should I even? I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. you know, honestly, on Will Smith and all that out, I feel like the media has ran it into the ground. But hey, I do. The media's ran it into the ground. I know we got an update today. Oh, banned for 10 years. I get that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll have other things to talk about tomorrow. Who knows what else I'll have to talk about tomorrow. We know for all the channel members backstage what I've had to talk about tomorrow. And I doubt that 9 a.m. situation, I doubt that that's going to happen. I really, really do. I don't feel like it's fair to me. I just don't. So what I'm going to do is I'll get into a sticky note. This will conclude today's show. I'm cutting it short because other things ran long. We already at 2 hours, so I need to go ahead and just end this live. Be sure to tag me in all of your favorite trending topics on Instagram and on Twitter. I'm your girl, the plainest Jane. My name is the same on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Make sure that you all follow me there. I'm going to get into a sticky note. Y'all know, as always, I show homage and appreciation to all of my channel members because I appreciate y'all more than anything. Although I appreciate my whole audience, my viewership, you know, and the folks who really support my content and what I stand for, even if and when we don't agree, because it's an unrealistic expectation to expect that somebody that you watch that y'all are going to agree on every single thing. Like, that doesn't make sense. However, we can respectfully disagree. We can have different perspectives and, you know, still be cordial and supportive of one another. So I appreciate you all. Y'all make sure y'all drop some pancake emoji shot, y'all special emojis. We will be right back. We're going to close out. I'm going to give you all the sticky note and we're going to go ahead to bed. Okay. It's Friday night, Saturday morning. Let's get into my channel member appreciation. Drop some pancakes, all right?
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with the plainest Jane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm the plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. And we're back.
And you all know this portion of the show is called the sticky note. And the sticky note, if you're familiar, is really just the most important thing of the day that I want to leave you with. The motivational quote that I have crafted myself that I have been utilizing in order to be the best Jane that I can be. And a lot of times when I share what is motivating me within the motivational quote, it motivates a lot of you all. So it's something that actually took place on Twitter first. And a lot of people felt like, damn, like you spitting bars. And it's not that I be like trying to spit bars, but if other people are encouraged and motivated by what is encouraging and motivating me, then I don't mind sharing. So let's get into that so that we can go to bed because it's like 4:00 in the morning, y'all, over here in Baltimore.
Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news.
So today's sticky note is this: self-healing can be offensive to those who are used to seeing you broken. Be sure to prioritize peace over stale expectations. So, miserable people, miserable and exponentially unhappy folk, they expect you to stay miserable with them forever. You may become aligned with somebody, an acquaintance or a family member or whoever, when you are both maybe just not at your best. And they expect you to stay there though. And when you are in your most vulnerable state, which is when you're broken, you are easier to manipulate. You're easier to get over on. People tend to feel angry or feel away when their inability to take advantage of you is revoked. And please make no mistake, broken people and people who also feel low, and you may feel low and you may feel broken when you connect or meet with someone when you are in a broken state. But don't think that because they are broken, they are incapable of taking advantage of your vulnerability, right? Because that is still something that takes place. Misery loves company, and they will do anything to keep you miserable, which is a form of them kind of just taking control and preventing you from being the best and most happy, positive person that you can be. And so, like I said, when you're vulnerable, you're easier to manipulate and get over on. People tend to get angry or feel away when their ability to take advantage of you is revoked. And so that's why I'm saying self-healing, it can be offensive to those who are used to seeing you broken. It has become the norm to see you broken. It is important that you prioritize peace over stale expectations, but it is also important to take inventory of those who shift to taking offense. There are some people who literally, they will become bothered. They become bothered when you become happier. And the legitimate only change is, look, we bonded, we connected, we got closer, we told a lot of jokes, we hung out. When I was really low, I was really negative, I was really depressed. All of a sudden you start getting happier, and they become, you start pulling yourself out of the ditch, the metaphorical ditch that you were in, and they become, offended. They're somehow acting out. They have an issue anytime that there's like real happiness surrounding you, because they're so used to the connection and the bond that you all have, made when you were broken. And take inventory of those people. It is important that you take inventory of those people who shift to taking offense to the better and the more healed version of you. It is important that you distance yourself accordingly. Self-healing can be offensive to those who are used to seeing you broken. So just make sure you stay aware of that. That is a lesson that in my late teens, and especially throughout my early and mid 20s, I did not understand. And there are some people that will welcome you to spend ample amounts of time with them and to bond with them and to party with them, and which will lead to you becoming codependent on them when you are broken, when you are low, when you are your most vulnerable. Again, you may not realize how, and even if how they're taking advantage of you, right? It may not mean that they're draining you of your money or, what have you. They could just be draining you of your energy and of your happiness. They can just really be soaking and enjoying how miserable you are, because happiness offends them, healing offends them, and so they will create ways to help you see the negative in every situation, and or help your situations be negative by just contributing in small little manipulative ways. It happens. It happened, and it's not anything that I realized in real time when I was in my late teens and early 20s. And I ain't going to front and act like it hasn't happened within maybe even the last 5 years of my life. But I can see that there are people, you can lean on me, you can depend on me. They'll say that, and who knows if they're really conscious or aware that that is what they're doing. It's likely that some people that are manipulative don't realize that they're manipulative, but that's not your burden to bear, or to give them the leeway of the benefit of the doubt to continue to manipulate you because, oh, they don't know that that's what they're doing. It doesn't matter. Impact versus intent are two totally different things. And what you have to take into account more than their intention is what the end result is. And if it contributes to a less healed, a more broken version of you, then it is time you take inventory and create distance between yourself and that person or that variable. It may not be a person. It could be a habit. It could be a thing. It could be a show. It could be a piece of content. It could be anything. But take inventory and create distance and make some changes within what you are allowing to engage with you and soak up your energy. Okay? So that is the sticky note of the day. It wasn't initially that long of a sticky note, but I felt the need to get a little personal. These words, these aren't motivational quotes that I be like finding places and reading. These are quotes that motivate me, quotes that I craft. And it may not apply to everyone. Everyone may not understand or really resonate with my sticky notes. But like I said, the definition of a sticky note over here on my channel is something that encourages or motivates me, something that I've been able to look at and reflect upon, become a better individual, and consistently have to look back. Some of these sticky notes are sticky notes that I wrote 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm a motivational quotist. Yeah, I just made that up. But I craft motivational quotes for myself all the time, because however you're solving your problems in real life, these are lessons that you could potentially forget, right? There's a problem that occurs in my life today. I find a solution or a way to motivate myself to overcome that hurdle. That doesn't mean I'm not going to encounter that problem again to be like, how did I ever overcome this before? And me looking back at how I motivated myself and how I encouraged myself and pulled myself out of dark spaces, I've realized that me sharing those things helps other people find value in those things. And that's just what a sticky note is. But listen, if that sticky note resonated with you today, be sure to comment down below. I'm doing me, so I know it's real. But look, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your time and energy. I take none of those things for granted. It means so much. Let me know your thoughts on all the topics and neighborhoods we stopped past and through today on this bus. Don't forget to pay your fare by hitting thumbs up. Let me know your feelings about Black women being obligated and even scolded to go to bat for and defend and advocate for folks who don't, people of color who don't even like us. How do you feel about Black women being slandered for quote unquote sitting this one out? Any of y'all thoughts below? I would love it to hear you. If you want to get blocked, go ahead and be disrespectful and name call. That's all good and dandy, because you'll be blocked and you'll have to find another account to comment from. But nonetheless, I hope that you all have an amazing weekend. I can't wait to see you all again in a live or a recorded video. Don't forget to check in on yourself and find some peace and do some things to grant yourself release. And most importantly, hold on to your loved ones if they ain't toxic. Okay, if they toxic, love them from a distance. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. And be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of this celebrity or trend insert, because you know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. And don't forget to drop one of them pancake emojis. And y'all stay beautiful, black, and blessed. Until the next one. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm gonna go to Plain as Shane. Deuces.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.